on this episode of Home Dad Chat.
You might be able to do that. But again, 20 years down the road, that butter on the counter is going to be too much for you, and you're going to be mad, and you're going to yell about something, either that or about something unrelated, because you're just so irritated and you've never expressed it. You've never said, I don't like it when you do that. You know,
Well,
set that boundary.
It's those things, too, with the way that we as parents walk through different things as far as difficulties and shared achievements and whatnot. Our kids see that stuff, and then they're going to make their own judgment call on that. I mean, we've talked about that in the past with us. We've seen things or experienced. Welcome to Home Dad Chat, brought to you by the National At-Home Dad Network. My name is Brock.
My name is Danny.
And we are here to talk about life as stay-at-home dads. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
No, I don't want much. I even love handmade crafts made of macaroni. Come on now, you should know me. Times I might eat too much. No worry about my weight. Got the dad bod rocking on me. Sketches on my feet. Cargo shorts look good on me. I'm a dad, that's what I do.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Hope you're all having a good one. Danny, how you doing, buddy?
I'm having a good one.
Yeah, good.
A real good one. I feel pumped up on. I rarely finish a whole cup of coffee, but I'm on my second one now.
Yeah.
So I'm buzzing a little. I'm like,
I see you got the Underground Railroad Freedom Center cup from town. That's awesome.
This cup. It's a really good cup too. I don't know if you remember when we went to Cincinnati, I went and I got 2 of these because they're great, and I knew that my wife would love one and want to have tea in it, and she would steal mine, and it makes me upset when she does that because she doesn't care for them in the same almost anal retentive way that I do. All right. I'm saying she's the problem in this. I'm not. But she broke hers within a month of getting it. Yeah, it's got a little tiny chip right where the handle and the mug come together. It's busted right there. And I went, weird. Sips from my perfectly good coffee cup because I take care of my stuff, Marnie. But yeah,
you know a guy that lives close by there that could get her a replacement real easy.
No, I think she
needs a reminder. She just needs a reminder.
I am a petty, passive-aggressive a-hole. I think it's more growth for her. It's more educational to have the experience of picking up that cup one day and the handle breaks off because she didn't care for it. She didn't take care of it. There's a Brock.
There's a show for you. There's a show for you. An entire show about being petty.
When I show up with a coffee cup handle jabbed into my head, now I'll get it out later. We're going to do the show first, and I'll go to the doctor. Yes, I deserved it. Of course I deserved it. Yeah.
Everybody comes to Home Dad Con with their own little thing that happened.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, there's no one by any stretch, by leaps and bounds, not even my children, that I love as much as my wife. There just isn't. And I love everybody, but she's just my one. I mean, she's my person. She's just it. And we're still human beings, which means, surprisingly to everyone who knows me, I'm kind of irritating sometimes. I know. You wouldn't expect it, but I'm just a big spoon, and I have to stir stuff up, and I try to stop. But with my wife, she is so amazing and so incredible, but there are ways that she would like to improve, things that she would like to do better, like all of us. And so I'm just helping her. And I don't want her to get
oh my gosh.
Yeah, she'll hear this. She knows I'm bullshitting my life out.
I feel like I just heard an entire across the universe. Oh, Danny.
No, I live for this type of confrontation. I really do. I love it. And the thing is, I want someone that'll push back. Like I have intentionally, I have said intentionally disrespectful things to my wife in front of other people. And blah. And she goes, and I'm like, no, you don't let anybody talk to you like that. Never. Not me, not anybody. You deserve better than this. You don't let anybody say that, because she will if it's me. And I don't say mean things about, I mean, I say funny, mean things about her, but when it comes down at the end of the day, I would never intentionally hurt or upset my wife if it wasn't hilarious to both of us. If she wouldn't
Yeah.
laugh about it later, I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, she needs to understand that if I do say something that is beyond that, because I do have ADHD, I say things that I don't understand why other people won't say them. We've talked about it before about gift giving. You give me a shitty gift, I'll tell you it's a shitty gift. And it's just
Yeah.
a mean thing to do. But that's how I act and how I react. And I need her to be strong enough to at least say, look, that hurt my feelings.
Well, I mean, I
I would
think
like it if you
in a
wouldn't say that.
in a relationship, I mean, it's iron sharpens iron. So, I mean, you got to have that ability
Yeah.
to do that so that you both are progressing in different areas and staying sharp in areas, that kind of thing. So, I totally understand that. That makes
Yeah.
complete sense. That's a healthy relationship. When
I think
you're
in a lot of
doing it
ways
in a
it
way
is.
that,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, we both, I mean, it's been 20 years and we've been together longer than that. And we still are learning how to talk to each other,
yeah,
what our
that's good.
expectations are, just because I'm not the same person I was 21 years ago.
I think
I mean, I'm just
there's
not.
something to be said about always trying to learn things. Like when you stop learning, that's when the gears start getting all gummed up, and that's when the whole machine basically stops working at the level that it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that's you can see that in relationships that basically go south and
Mhm.
dissolve. It's look back at what point and where it was that thing took place and you didn't take the time to try to repair it. You saw just even the smallest thing and you never said anything about it and it grew to get bigger and
Right.
bigger. It's like
Right.
you see that thing in your refrigerator and you're like, it looks like it might be getting some mold on it, but I'm just going to leave it in there and I'll see if I can get to it. And by the time you don't get to it, and then it turns into that thing in the corner, you're like, I don't want to touch that. That's scary.
Yeah.
And eventually at the end, someone's, oh, gross. Why is this thing still in here? It's starting to consume other things. Like we need to throw this out.
Is
Got to
it
cut it
sentient? I
off.
think it's sentient. Yeah. It's grown a brain. Well,
So yeah.
and it's really funny too, because you mentioned that, because one of the funniest memes I think I'd ever seen, and this was maybe 10 or 15 years ago, and it says, before I got married, I didn't realize there was a wrong way to put milk in the fridge.
Oh, yes.
Right. And you don't, because the way you were raised, the way your house was going, that's life. That's how everybody does it. And of course, it's not. And you pick up these little things as you go along. The old ones were how they squeeze the toothpaste from the middle instead of the bottom or something like that. And the little tiny things that just bother the crap out of you. And like my wife's whole family leaves the butter on the counter. Like
My
on,
family too. My
on the
in-laws
counter.
too.
And I'm like,
Ah!
what
No.
are you doing? Why would you do this? Put it in the fridge. And they're like, why would you put it in the fridge? I'm like, what are you talking about? But again, I'm from Georgia. You leave it on the counter, you'll have a puddle. I mean, there's no way it's even in an AC house,
Exactly.
it's going to go, right? Whereas here and in Minnesota, it's probably more understood why you would leave it there and how it would be okay. And Marnie didn't care either way that I could see. She never really voiced a strong opinion. She goes, yeah, we can keep it in the fridge. I don't care. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because I don't know if I can handle that. I really think that would be something that would break me eventually. And it's these little things, like you just said, that come right into play with how your relationship grows, because all of those little things just become more exponentially more as you go along. And that honeymoon phase is great, where they do this thing, but it's just cute. It's just, she leaves the butter on the counter. It's just so cute. Yeah, 5 years later, it's not cute. It's drawn to the point where you pulled your hair out.
Yeah.
And if you'd have just said at the beginning, either I'm having trouble with this and I'm trying to learn how to handle it, or I'm having trouble with this, can we just put it in the fridge? Is that all right with you? Or talked about it in some way and made that small issue go away before it became something that you're going to have a screaming fit about.
Definitely. Well, I mean, Corey and I have been together almost as long as you and Marnie.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're at the stage in life where we're very comfortable with crop dusting each other as we walk in and out of the rooms together.
Right. Right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's almost a sign. It's almost a sign of endearment in a way.
It really is. And I hate it. I have to tell you, again, the F word growing up for me was fart. You didn't say that word, and you definitely didn't do that in front of people. You went in the bathroom, and like the only time that I would fart was when I was peeing. Serious. It didn't. No, it ain't gonna happen. I will die on that hill. Right now, I'm disgustingly. I will say that I'm better at that, and I'm disgusted by myself. But again, my wife's family has no problem. They have fart wars, and I'm like,
hey,
what is going on?
Why do the kids get to have all the fun with farting? Come on, man.
Yeah, let the adults do it. We went on our honeymoon. Marnie's father was in real estate at the time, so he had a little condo or something that was basically free that he could use. And so it was right on the beach out in South Carolina, I think it was. And beautiful, wonderful time. And it's my honeymoon. We spent 2 days out there just being together. And then we went camping after that up in North Georgia. But we're walking down the beach and one squeaked out. All right. I mean, I just like, whatever. And I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared, but I kind of jumped up and I went, because we're walking down the beach. Oh, God, I stepped in a little Georgia barking spider. Did you hear that? And just kept walking. And she's dying laughing. She stops to just hold herself and laugh. And she's, okay, that was very good. That was hilarious. But what she didn't realize was that I was incredibly embarrassed by farting in front of her. I was like, oh my God, that can never happen again. Right. And then we're on a road trip, we're with her sister and her mom were in the back seat. I was in the front passenger and her mom was driving. No, her sister and her were in the back seat and her mom was driving. And we're cruising along and we're in cow country and something stinks. And I'm like, oh, and I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, no, that's human. That's definitely human. So I turn around and I look at my wife's little sister and she goes, shaking her head, no, wasn't me. And I look at Marnie, how dare you in the car? We can't get out right now. Come on. And it's too cold to open what are you doing?
Oh, no, you got to do the freeze out at that point.
Yeah,
That's
right.
when they go down.
She shakes her head and she covers her mouth. She's laughing and points at her mom. And I look at her mom and I went, Kathy, and I swear this is the funniest thing that I've ever seen in my life is this woman who I love and who treats me way better than I could ever deserve. My wife's mom busted out laughing like a demonic child. And I'm like, oh God, I'm going to die here, aren't I? This is it for me. My mother-in-law farted. I mean, I just couldn't handle it. But again, here we are 20 years later, and I've learned to relax about that, to say the word fart out loud. I've said it multiple times, and every time it offended me. Okay. Every time it's offended me. I hate saying it, but it's not a bad word. Get over it.
Oh, yeah. Farting is a laughing matter these days in our family. I mean, even to the point of, as you get older, you just can't control those things the way
they're much more common.
Oh yeah, my parents come over, and my mom's gonna kill me for this story, but I don't care. Honestly, it's hilarious. Don't spit your coffee out over the computer.
My coffee, man.
But no, they'll be sitting on the couch, and then all of a sudden, my mom's like, "I need to get up." And it's like jet propulsion to get her off of the cow, which like every single time. And like the kids are dying laughing. I'm dying laughing. And then, of course, my mom is just like uncontrollably laughing because she's just, I can't believe you guys are making fun of me right now kind of thing. But it's so comical. An entire living room of people just having just this moment of laughter. It's one of those things where it's at your funeral, Mom. I am definitely telling fart stories. I swear.
Like, come on. It will make everybody laugh. That's what we're
yeah, exactly. But that's stuff like that is just fun, and it's always it's just a good time. It's
relaxing those things that you learned that were inappropriate or you did it a different way. And there's so many things about it. This is gross too, but do you wipe your butt when you're standing up or sitting down? Because there are people that do both. And I don't want to know. I don't want anybody to know what I do. It's not something I want to share about, but you can't imagine the other one would happen. You can't imagine why would you do that? But I learned from dealing with my children that I'm just going to say my wife does it differently than I do.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Neither one is right or wrong, and it doesn't matter what we do. But one of my kids started doing it the other way, and I went, "What is wrong with you? Why aren't you doing it this way?" And they're like, "Oh, this is how mom does it." And I went and asked my pedantic princess, my queen of it all, my love, my dear, did you teach our child this heinous thing? She's like, is that not how you do it? And in that moment of realization, I went, oh my God, you grew up. It's like the butter on the counter. You grew up understanding this is the way it is. And I don't know how to handle that. I don't. Eventually I got over it. Again, but it's that growth and it's an understanding of self and other that I do love this person and I want to be with this person. This person's going to do things that irritate me. And that is the hardest lesson to learn when you're first starting out in love and in relationships is this person is going to piss me off more than anyone on the planet. This person has the ability to hurt me more than anyone on the planet. I can take just about anything from anybody. I mean, I'm not invulnerable or whatever. I definitely get my feelings hurt. I'm a very sensitive person, but if you're trying to insult me, you're gonna have to really be good about it because I've said stuff about myself that's worse than what you're gonna say about me. But my wife can like that. She can wreck me without even intending to it, just to say something that's just slightly off, and because she means so much to me. And those are hard things to learn and hard things to deal with. And I think especially because men are taught not to talk about it.
Yeah.
Again, we're taught to just live with it, suck it up, and go through it. Okay, you might be able to do that. But again, 20 years down the road, that butter on the counter is going to be too much for you. And you're going to be mad and you're going to yell about something, either that or about something unrelated because you're just so irritated and you've never expressed it. You've never said, I don't like it when you do that. You know,
well,
you have to set that boundary.
It's those things too, with the way that we as parents walk through different things as far as difficulties and shared achievements and whatnot. That's our kids see that stuff. And then they're going to make their own judgment call on that. I mean, we've talked about that in the past with us. We've seen things or experienced things that our families have done, and it's okay. I don't want to ever bring that into my relationship, or I really like that, we should bring that in kind of deal. And there are just different times I feel like life just sort of brings that in and kind of gives you a little bit of a bump and reminds you, oh yeah, hey, don't forget this. And I can remember just a couple days ago, actually, I was in the living room and Corey and Ruby were in the kitchen talking, and Corey said something to Ruby, and she was like, you can't say that to me, or something like that. And she's, no, I don't like that. And Corey's, oh, okay. And so then this whole conversation was like, no, I don't like that word. And I think she called her a nug or something like that instead, because just as like a chicken nugget type of deal. And she did, I don't like that. And she's, okay, well, I'll just call you sweetie then. And she's like, no, that's what grandma calls me. You're not going to call me that. So,
yeah. Good for you, Ruby. Yeah.
And so she's standing up for herself, yeah. And then she was like, and when I find my husband, he can call me this, and when I'm sick, he can bring me soup and bread, and she just starts naming off these things. And afterwards, Corey and I were talking, and I was like, she named off all the things that I do for you when in different scenarios.
Nice. Excellent.
And I was just like, it's just sort of that little hindsight 2020 of, oh, like they really are paying attention.
Right.
And she really is taking notes and making her own little checklist of, these are the things that I want for my significant other to have. Right. And it's so funny. You're like, she's 10 and she's grabbed onto these things, which I'm super excited about, because I'm just like, I'm so glad that she is picking up on those things.
Yeah.
And it's not even like all right, let's sit down and let me just walk you through all these different things. This is what you should be looking for. But like she's figured it out on her own and is doing this on this. Just, it's so neat to see. And we got a good chuckle out of it. Honestly, it was really funny,
Right.
but
Yeah.
that's just, I think sometimes we as parents need to step back and have that moment of, one, we call it like self-awareness of what are we doing that our kids are seeing that
Right.
have both a positive and possibly a negative effect on our kids. And if it's negative, what do I need to do to change it to deal? What does that look like? And also, too, even addressing it with your kids and just being open about it. That's one of the things that Corey and I have tried to do in our marriage and in our family is just be open with, yeah, we did not communicate well. And it caused all these issues, and having those
Right.
conversations like right there in front of the kids too. They're not actually a part of the conversation, but they get to sit in the bleachers and listen to us
Yeah.
figure it out. I
They
think,
need to see you argue.
yeah,
They need to see you disagree because these things are coming. You
right.
will argue. You will disagree. You will do things that you need to apologize for. And modeling that hopefully what a healthy relationship is, teaching them what a healthy relationship is, teaching them what an unhealthy relationship is, which a lot of people focus on that more because they're like, okay, so if a person does this to you, that's a bad relationship. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Okay, well, what should I do? What should I be looking for? How should I treat other people? And a good example is amazing. You know, they
Yeah.
watch what we do way more than they listen to what we say. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
But
definitely.
teaching them through those actions of this is how I want to care for you when you're sick is a great example. But also teaching them to letting them see that you can look at a situation and say, I don't like that when that happens. And how empowering that is, of course, but how difficult it is for children because we often we still teach them to be quiet. It's not your turn to talk. We're learning to teach them about consent. We're learning to teach them about standing up for themselves and not in an aggressive or mean way, but just simply saying, like Ruby did, Ruby, I love you. You're my favorite right now. Just tell you, said, I don't like that word. I don't want you to call me this.
Yeah.
Now, in in my house, it wouldn't have mattered. I would not have spoken up at all. I wouldn't have said a thing because I would have gotten, I mean, my stepdad would have punched the crap out of me. I mean, I didn't talk. I never said anything. You just sit there and take whatever happens. And that was the mindset, again, from the silent generation, baby boomers, and then Gen X started bucking against it. The millennials are doing way better and on. It's just getting better and better. But seeing that your children have looked at your life and picked up that lesson, I mean, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's always very just surprising at first, and then you're just like, oh, I'm so glad. There's all this relief, and just, oh goodness, it's so good that they're doing this. And that's the one thing where you're like, okay, how are they going to be when they get out into the real world, and how are they going to react to different things? And I think my biggest concern right now is just actually with my oldest, trying to get Hezekiah to pick up on some of those things because he doesn't have the same reactions that she does. And so and two, it's one of those things where we always kind of have this thing is, listen, I'm parenting especially with Hezekiah, he's the oldest. I'm parenting a 13-year-old for the very first time. I'm not going to get it right every time, but I can share with you how it was for me, and I can share with you different things that are going on out in the world and things to keep an eye on. But you've got to come up with your own way to process through that and to how you're going to maneuver it. And that I think that some kids have a difficult time wrapping their mind around that, which I completely understand. I think we, even as kids ourselves, had to be like, all right, like, I can't believe this is happening. How do I process through this? That kind of stuff. I look back sometimes on just some of the different world affairs that we've lived through in our lives and just, okay, how am I going to function? You don't think about it in the moment. 9/11 happened. I wasn't thinking in the moment like, oh my gosh, how is this going to impact me? It was like, holy crap, this is happening right now. And you're just sitting there and you're just watching it. And you're just like, all right, I need to be able to do my day-to-day things. And then also too, like, I'm thinking about what's going on. And then later in life, you're like, you look back on it and you're just like, holy cow, like I had to make these decisions and do this stuff and figure this out. And depending on the person and where they were in the world when it happened, is like there are many other things that took place, and sometimes you don't even get to find that stuff out until later in life when you run into somebody who was actually closer to what took place. Like you talk to people who
Right.
live in New York and how they dealt with it, and or
Right.
someone who was of someone of Muslim descent, that it how they dealt with it. And that's,
Hmm.
it's just like, it's wow, okay, I didn't even think of it in that light, type of deal. And just basically not trying to float through life, but kind of be in that mindset of, all right, like what way do I need to react to this, or what am I learning in this situation? And sometimes it doesn't come right off the bat, but being mindful of the fact that it's going to come up at some point, type of deal.
Right.
And I feel like, and I guess we'll just kind of tie this all in. That kind of mindset and that kind of thought process really wasn't anything that was taught to me growing up, but it's something that I picked up by going to Home Dad Con. And I know that sounds like a huge sales pitch. I'm gonna put it out there. That really does sound like a huge sales pitch. I get it. I get it.
It's
But it's
fine.
not. It's my true, just, hey, this is what it was. And there's so many times I look back on it, I'm like, man, why am I more aware or of my own feelings and different things like that? And I look back, I'm like, oh yeah, I sat in on that breakout session, or I talked to those guys and like didn't realize it. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons why there are times where I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna go to Home Dad Con this year. I'm just like, nah. And then I'm like, no, I would really miss out. It's that
Yeah,
much
you
of a
will.
part of life for me. But yeah, I mean, there's been times where even Corey's, why are you thinking about not going? And I'm like, I don't know. Just,
Yeah. Marnie told me from the very first one, you need to go every year. I'm a better dad. I'm a better person because I was there, because I've
yeah.
talked. And again, back to iron sharpens iron. That's one part of it. Yes.
Oh yeah.
But the other part is understanding you're a part of a community, understanding there are other people struggling like you're struggling, understanding that there are people that have done this and know how to handle it. Those things just, you can't get that just anywhere. You have to find your people, so to speak. And going to a convention that's specifically focused on helping you be a better dad, a
Yeah.
better person in a lot of ways, and a better man, really. It's incredible how beneficial it is. And one of the things that I think that I love about my wife is that she did see that immediately. She said, "You're just," and I was energized. I was ready to get back to work. And that's every year.
Yeah.
Every year I'm done. I'm toast. I am ready to go. And it's been, because I've got teenagers now, I actually have less resilience to get through the entire year. So it's more like 8, 9 months. And then I'm ready to go. I need to go now. But still, that time between it is draining and taking in. Then the recharge of the convention, hanging out with other dads, other men, other people, just saying, "Hey, my wife leaves the butter on the counter." What? And having another dad that you know, respect, you've had time with, you enjoy being around them, and they're going, "Yes, so do I." What? What kind of monster are you? And it helps you see things, maybe not in that specific situation, but see things from a different person's perspective, different idea of how to handle it. And again,
Yeah.
teaching you to be you're better in your relationship with your partner, teaching you to talk in a better way with your children.
Yeah.
Because
Well, and I
again,
think
it's
too,
the
like,
same way.
well, also too, and one of the things that I heard you say was be a better man. I think that not only that, but just be a better dad. I think about some of the dads that are in our community who they're not men. And
Mm-hmm.
so
I'm glad. No, I'm glad. That's a
hey,
wonderful thing. That's a
I
wonderful thing.
it was no, yeah, I mean they're just there are dads that I've come to know who, yeah, a lot of times you hear even some of our speakers sometimes they're like, we're just trying to be the best man. And I'm like, you need to read the room a little bit here. There's
Yeah,
not just like
it's hard to say
we've
men.
got
Yeah,
we've got non-binary, and we've got trans in our community. And I
trans men are men. Just saying.
get it.
But I know what you're saying because
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And it is such a new thing because like when we switched it to those who identify as a dad, we got some
Yeah.
pushback on that at the time. And okay, I hate it that you understand that you're not able to accept this. But if a person comes in and they identify as a dad, we're not going to question them. Okay,
Yeah.
you're a dad. That's just
Well, and I just
how it
remember
is.
back. I just remember back to. I think it was a convention that I wasn't at, but heard stories about of one of our members coming out and talking
I
about
was
that.
there.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I know. But I was just like, just to hear it, the comfortability and being
Mhm.
able to say, "Hey, this is who I am," and I felt very accepted here, but I just wanted to express this out publicly, and it's things like that where for me, I have a very Christian mindset to things, which has its own hurdles and areas and
Mhm.
stuff. But being the fact that love your neighbor as yourself, I want people to love me for who I am, and I want other people to feel love for who they are, kind of deal.
Right.
And that's me, that's who I am. And I guess I just wanted to put that out there publicly in a way too, because I feel like sometimes people they know a little bit about my backstory, and I'm just like, hey, listen, I'm not sitting in this camp over here.
Oh
Like,
yeah. I mean,
this is who I am, kind of
the
deal. And
the things that come with the I guess titles or labels of
sure,
Christian
yeah,
and then also veteran. Those are both things that a lot of times we expect someone to be a little less accepting, let's say,
sure,
because a lot of the majority of people that we hear from, I should say, maybe not the majority of actual people, but the
yeah,
ones that are the loudest and the most obvious, hold up that shield of no, I'm a veteran. I can say what I want, or I'm a Christian. I can say what I want. And it does end up dividing you and making you into a position that, wait, are you going to be one of those people? You
yeah,
know, and it's an expectation. And I think it's wonderful that you so willingly say, no, that's not me. I disagree. You're my neighbor, and that's it. And if wherever you are on this huge spectrum of gender and sexuality, it's fine. We're,
yeah.
I still love you.
Yeah, and that's what I've always been. That's all what I've always been taught, and that's what I've always took from when I've read scripture. It's any of the other negative sides of it to me is misinterpretation, like straight. And I've had that conversation with many very staunch Christians in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nope, you're missing out. This is not correct, and that's a whole nother conversation and episode
is.
for
It
sure.
is.
So we
That's
won't get into that because
yeah, that's
I
a
can see that
diatribe
can
waiting to
I can
happen.
see that can starting to open up, and I'm like, oh no, we don't want to get that. We're just gonna we're gonna put the top back on that one.
We're going to wait on that. We're going to wait. We're going
I'll
to
get it.
focus on the
It's all good.
fact that we are accepting.
Exactly. And that's why I was saying earlier, like that's one of the things I love about Home Dad Con, just how accepting it is. And that's one of the fun things about it too, is just getting to meet different people and stuff. I guess I say all that because just the back part of me is holding back the fact that I'm like, oh, it's getting closer and I'm so excited and just I'm ready to be there. And I know it's like, all right, like it's the
Plans are
one thing
in
that's helping me
place.
get through it's the one thing helping me get through the summer, to be honest, because there are moments where I'm just like, I just want this to be done because these kids are driving me bonkers.
Yep. It's only been a week or two, and well, it's been longer for you.
I know, right? Yeah. I think I
Yeah.
told somebody, I felt like it was the whole idea of the Christmas song of the kids going back to school or whatever. And I'm just like,
Right.
I'm ready. They're like, oh, how's your summer going? I'm like, they're going back to school next week, right? That's where we're at.
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
at that point where I'm like, there are just days where I'm just like, glad I get to spend time with them, but the time is dwindling. We need to move this show along. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
And it gets
I don't think we're
so
the only
much
ones
better.
either. Yeah.
No, not at all. But it does. And the things that you will remember in the long term are not going to be those little irritations. I mean, you might be able to recall them, but what you're going to look at is, you remember that summer when we did this? And your kids will be like, yeah, and this is the experience that I had. And you're sitting there going, of course you did, because I had to pack the lunches, make the lunches, pack the lunches, pack the truck, pack all this. I did a ton of logistic work to get you to the freaking pool, and you didn't want to swim. You want to play on the playground. So we went and played on the playground instead. We never even, and that feeling that you have that I did everything for you diminishes.
Yeah.
That irritation of why didn't you said you wanted a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and now you want a ham sandwich. Like, we didn't bring ham sandwiches.
Yep.
Those little things diminish and disappear. And it's very important, I think, for all of us, especially right here in this year. Think about how many summers you have left with your children at home.
Yeah.
You know?
They're doing
I've got one that's in college and he's home for the summer. He's having surgery actually this week. And so he's home for the summer and is going to be here. Will he be here next year? I hope so, but I don't know. He might not. He might live on campus. He might move to Alabama with his boyfriend. I don't know. I don't know where he'll do, but hopefully he'll be home. But then I've only got 2 summers left with the other one. And then 6 summers left with my third, and 7 summers left with my youngest. And that's very sobering.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime.
It's less than a decade
kids.
away
7 years.
yeah. It's crazy.
I'll be semi-retired. I'll be, I don't know, useless. I'll be 64.
Sure, Marnie will find something for you to do.
No, she won't. No, I already have a hammock. I have it installed. I have it ready to go. I'm gonna get a little table beside it that's soft enough that if I accidentally fall out of the hammock, it won't kill me. Because I did put a table out there and I looked at it like, yeah, if I slip out of this a little bit for whatever reason, I'm dead. Yeah, so let's just not use that one. Let's find
I get bludgeoned by the table.
You know? Yeah, I don't want to die like that. That's not how I want it. You died falling out of a I'm sorry, sir. We can't even do anything with you now. You got to go back in the pool. I don't know.
You can be one of the ghosts from the show Ghosts. You just got a table lodged in your head.
What's wrong? What's that in your? I don't want to talk about it. No, come on. What is it?
Like the guy with the arrow through the neck.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, so one last thing before we go. Father's Day will have just happened when this releases. So happy Father's Day to everybody who's listening. One of the things that I thought was interesting was one of the guys in my dad's group posted a parody video, and it was one guy acting like 2 people, and he was a dad, like an older dad and their kid, and they're like, "What do you want for Father's Day, Dad?" "Oh, nothing. I don't need anything," that kind of thing. And then eventually he said that when the older dad was talking or was thinking back while this kid was asking him what he wanted, was all of the memories that he had made with his kid and thinking back to, do they remember these things? And so it got me thinking. I was like, for Father's Day, if your dad says, "I don't need anything," the one thing that I feel like he does need is a reminder that you remember at least one special moment that just sits there in your brain rent free of a core memory of a thing, and being able to share that with them, whether it be in some fancy way, you write it out or whatever it is, or you just sit down and talk to them side by side, like out on the front porch or whatever it is, but to just share with them. This is my greatest highlight of time with you spent.
Yeah.
That I feel like is like the ultimate Father's Day
100%.
gift.
Yep. 100%.
So that's what I want for me when I get older too. It's like, I don't need anything,
right?
But I hope that you would want to share with me,
right,
the things.
I definitely don't want you spending your money on me either. That's been
exactly
the thing with my oldest, and I mean he's paying for college and he's working, and I want to get you something. I'm like, cool. Here's my credit card. Do not buy something with your money. You focus your money where it needs to go. You want to spend on me? This is how you do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to accept it. I'll put it back. No, I didn't get that bad, but understanding of, I want that experience with you. I want that feeling with you. Like you said, I want that memory.
Yeah.
What did we do that really stuck with you that makes you feel good about me as a dad? It's delightful.
Definitely. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. Like we said, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
A couple days late. And please share the episode and the show and get us out to as many people as possible so that we can continue just expanding our horizons on who we get to talk to on a weekly basis. So y'all have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
I'm a dad, that's what I do.